Hi second graders, I just wanted to send you a quick video to tell you welcome to second grade. I know we can't see each other in person this year, but I'm still going to be interacting with you through online. I'm going to be posting videos of me teaching you just like I would in the classroom, so hopefully it won't be as different for you as you think it might be. You just won't be around everybody here, but you'll still be here in spirit. And so I just wanted to kind of go through some of the stuff that you're going to get when you pick up your first packet from me. So every week you're going to put your things into one of these envelopes, all the stuff that you have done, and then you'll pick up a new one every Friday. Okay? So for this week, let me show you some of the fun things that I have in here. So I have a little treat for the first day, and it says second graders are sharp. It's got a picture of a pencil, and so I gave you a mechanical pencil and a bookmark and a pencil sharpener that you can use at any time, and the pencil sharpener has a big hole for your crayons and a small one for your pencils too. So that's just a little gift from Mrs. Bose for the first day. I also gave you some scissors because that was not on your supply list, so just in case you don't have any scissors, I included that in there because you will need them. You'll have a birthday party invitation for Juliet's birthday. You have our first class newsletter for the week. This one's just for the first week of school, and then you'll get another one for the second week of school also. You get one of those every Friday. It just tells you the events we have coming up. It has your spelling words up here if you have any for the week, and it tells you what we're doing in each class. And there's also a Bible verse. And if you notice, I pick one of the Bible verses out of the Mass readings for Sunday's Mass. So pay attention to that, see if you can spot it when you're at Mass on Sunday. Okay? And then there's a little About Mrs. Bose page. That's in there, just a little bit about me. Then you will have a Mass prayer and response sheet here that I put on a little laminated sheet. This is going to go into your red take-home folder. So I brought Juliet's to show you. So you should have one of these red take-home folders, and it's got the little prongs in there. So that Mass response sheet is going to go in there because we're going to use this every time we either go to Mass or we live stream Mass, because I want you to get used to saying all the stuff that you're supposed to say while you're at Mass, because now that you're second graders, a lot of you are going through the First Communion process, and so it's really important to pay attention at Mass and know what's happening when and what you're supposed to say. And so that's why I printed all of those out so that you know exactly what to say when everybody's talking in Mass. Okay, so that goes in the red folder, and then this is going to be, it's a little different for you guys because you have the big manila folders, but that's going to be where all your graded papers come home every week. Okay? Then you have your science booklet. It looks like this. The first one we're talking about is physics. You can see at the bottom, and I already wrote your name on it. That's going to go in your blue folder. Okay? So the blue one is your science folder. It has the little prongs in it too. So you just pop it right in there, and then when we do our science lessons, you'll see there's certain parts that I'm going to tell you to highlight. That's what those highlighters are for. So I'll say highlight these words in our lesson, so you find them there and you take your highlighter and you highlight over them. And then sometimes you're going to be drawing pictures in here and all kinds of different stuff. So it's very important to keep that handy for science. Instead of a textbook, this is what you use instead for science. Okay, so that one's that. Let's see, the next thing you're going to get is the lesson plans for the week. Okay, so this is for the first and second day of school. So you'll see exactly what you're supposed to do every day. You can just make a little checklist. Okay, so the first subject you can see is religion. So we're going to talk about those Mass responses, and we're going to try out, we're going to act like we were doing a Mass in the classroom. So we're going to practice saying all the responses and that kind of stuff. And so I'm going to post a video of us doing that so you can watch that and follow along with us. And then you'll just check it off on your list. Okay? So it's just a little checklist there. And that kind of takes the place of this planner, but you're welcome to use this planner also because you will get one. It's a good idea to start practicing because once you get older, you're going to have to do it all by yourself. So this is the first year you get one of these little planners, and this is a good way for you to keep track of what assignments you have to do. Okay, so let me show you a little bit about this planner. They're really cool. They have a bunch of information in there too. Okay, so at the front you have a whole bunch of different prayers that you can say. So our morning offering, this is the same prayer that we do every day at school. The one we do along with the Pledge of Allegiance and the Texas Pledge, this is that same prayer. So if you ever need to know it, this is a good one to do at the beginning of the school day, just like we do here. You can start your day before you sit down, just stand up, say a prayer to God. You can say the Pledge of Allegiance, just like a regular school day. So that's right there. It's also got the Lord's Prayer, Hail Mary, Guardian Angel, Apostles' Creed, Memorare, Act of Contrition, and Hail Holy Queen. Okay, so a lot of those are used in the rosary, but you can use them at any time. Okay, and then you have a place to write your name and your address in case this ever gets lost, because it's a very important book. You have a calendar that shows you all the different months. It shows you holy days of obligation when you go to church on days that are not Sundays, and all that kind of stuff too. It has a page telling you how to pray the rosary. That's very handy. It has a page telling you about the liturgical year. This is our church year, which we're going to talk about that also. Right now we're in ordinary times, so that's the green section. Okay, but we're going to talk about those special times in the church year too. And you have that in your planner. You have all of the books of the Bible listed in there. You have a little Bible activity in here, and it tells you how to find a Bible verse. So if I tell you find John 3:16, you're like, what does that mean? I don't know what page to turn to. This shows you how to do that, which we will practice with that also. And this has a little activity. You find the verse and you fill in the little blanks. Okay, it talks about the sacraments, the 7 sacraments, which a lot of you will be receiving 2 of them this year. So you have the Eucharist and you have reconciliation. Reconciliation will come before the Eucharist, and we'll talk about that also. It tells you how to take care of our planet, reduce, reuse, recycle. And then we get into the planner part. So this is from the first week of August. So we obviously weren't in school the first week of August. But you'll see at the top, it has all your different subjects. Kind of hard to see on here, but you'll see it in your planner. It tells you all the different subjects. So for like religion, you could write in what it says on religion on your lesson plan. So you could write down mass responses. So when you write it down, that's like a checklist for yourself saying, yep, got that done. So you could write it down and put a little check mark next to it, or let's say you didn't finish something one day, you can write it down for the next day so you can remember that you need to get that done. Okay, so these are a really great tool to use. They have religion, language arts, math, science, social studies, and then there's a blank one over here too. So say you had a special subject. I usually like to put homework on this one if you had extra homework to take home. We're not going to be doing homework. Of course, all of your work is at home, but we won't have homework this year, but most years you would write down whatever your homework is in that section. Or if you have any reminders, if someone's birthday is the next day and you want to remember it, you can write that down too. Okay, you also have a spot for your spelling list. So that's a good spot to write it down so you can practice those spelling words throughout the week. Okay, and then those are going to look the same on every page. The only difference is the dates are changing. Okay, so like this is the first week of September, and you notice it's green because that's ordinary time for the church. So it goes along with our church year that I talked about, the liturgical year. And then it's going to turn to purple when we're in Advent, getting close to Christmas. Then it's going to be a yellowish color when we're in the Christmas season. And it goes back to green for a little bit. Then it'll turn purple again for Advent, or for Lent. And then it'll be yellow again for Easter season. And then green again for ordinary time. And then at the very back, you probably won't use this as much as second graders, but this helps you with tricky words, how to spell them, commonly misspelled words. These are really long words, so you're probably not going to need it in second grade. When you get older, it will definitely help you. Parts of speech we'll talk about, that's like nouns and verbs and adjectives. You have a map of North America. You have a map of the world, and we're going to get into maps right away in social studies. So that can help you out too. A multiplication table, which you might not need yet, but maybe towards the end of the year you might need it. Just all kinds of different math stuff in there too. And then periodic table, you won't need that in second grade either. There's also prayers in the back, on the back page as well. So you have prayers on the front page, prayers in the back. So you can start your day with prayer and end your day with prayer, right? And then on the back is a map of the Holy Land. This is where Jesus lived and where he walked around. So this is a really good tool to use to help you keep track of what assignments you need to do, what you still need to do, all that kind of stuff. It's a very important one. And get in the habit now because it'll help you when you get older too. Okay, so that's that. And I said your lesson plans, that's your little checklist. And then we have a little coronavirus book that we're going to talk about the first day of school. You can color it. I'm going to have the students in class color it while they get to their seats. And then we're going to read through it and talk about it. Then you have a first day of second grade writing project. This is stuck on here. Okay, so what you're going to do for this is it asks you little questions about what do you want to learn this year, what did you learn about a new friend, all that kind of stuff. We're going to do the very last page together in class, so I'm going to post a video of that. But it says, find a friend who loves to read, has a dog. That part we're going to do as a whole class, and I'm going to post a video. So that way you can listen and have that to fill in also. But you're going to get to color it. There's some pictures to draw in there, and there's some writing to do in your best handwriting because this is going to go out in the hallway for everyone to see. Okay, and I'll show you what it looks like when you're finished. So when you're all done with it, it's going to look like this. And it's a little flat book. So it says first day of second grade. And then you lift the flap, and it's got some stuff. And then you lift the next flap, and it's got more writing and more writing. So it's kind of cool. You go through each page, and you see something new. And that's going to go out in the hallway. So everyone's going to get to see your beautiful creation. Okay, and then the next thing is your second day in second grade. And this is just some stuff to see kind of what you remember from first grade. And there's going to be find a classmate who, so we'll do that part together also. And just some math activities, all kinds of fun stuff in here. Okay, and then you'll move on. This is your second week. I went ahead and included the second week in there, and I'll talk about that later on. But I'm looking forward to having you all in my class this year, and I hope you still have a lot of fun. Even if you can't be here in person, you will still be with us in spirit, and we're going to definitely try to include you in as much as we can, birthdays and celebrations and all that kind of stuff. So I hope you all stay well, and you have a good second grade year, and I will see you soon.